Hi, welcome back. It is Saturday night, so I'm not going to be packing up any orders because nothing has to go out until Monday. So I'll pack up all of Saturday and Sunday orders tomorrow night and make a video about that. I think I have about 5 orders today. I think it's adding up to about 140 right now, pre-shipping labels. So it'll probably be right around the $100 level, assuming we don't get any more orders tonight. But I've been spending most of the day today. I'm trying to go back and forth, like do eBay work, spend time on the eBay work, spend time on the housework, spend time just chilling out a little bit on the weekend. So I didn't get as much done today as I might have liked, but I did go out this morning to some, I think just 2 garage sales, maybe 3. All of that stuff is still in the car. So I'm still kind of catching up on, let's see, is any of this stuff left from last weekend? Yeah, I've got a couple of things here that I bought last weekend that I think I finally got all of those things listed, or at least in the process of listing. And then I went yesterday morning or was that today? I think it was today. Like, this has been a long day. Yeah, this morning I went to the auction house in, I don't know where it is, but it's about an hour away from here. I bought a few things there that may be good, maybe not good, but I'm going to show you everything that I've gotten drafts written up for, and these are things that are just waiting to get photos taken of them. So I'm going to turn the camera around before I get too close to it and show you some of the stuff that I've picked up. So hold on for 1 second. Okay, so here are the last few days pickups. Not today, not yesterday. All that stuff is still in the car. So there are some decent things in there, but I have some things to go over here. So let's see, where should we start? All right, we'll just start with this. It's not the most exciting thing, but I went to my little thrift store that I go to Thursdays on my lunch break. So I got this. What else did I get? I'll try to figure out everything I got there. But I got this there. It's just a towel ring from Delta. It's not worth a huge amount of money, maybe $25, $22. They had a $5 price tag on it, but green stickers were half off, so $2.50 I paid for this. I expect to sell it for $22. I'll take that sticker off right now. I also got this Tupperware. This is like a lettuce or a cabbage bowl. See, it has this domed lid. I thought maybe this had been subjected to some kind of heat damage and exploded, but no, this is how it's supposed to be. Vintage Tupperware. It's got the domed lid, and it's got this little spike thing to put your head of lettuce on. I guess to drain the liquid off of it or something. I don't know. I guess it's like an early salad spinner. This is not worth much, maybe 15 bucks. I think I paid $2.50 for this too. Then I got these Sensi bars. I probably shouldn't have bought these. Again, the green sticker, so these were $3. There was some other stuff in here. When I got home and I opened the bag, there were some things that were damaged, so I threw those away. So I paid $3 for these. I think one of these is discontinued, so it might be a little better, but I think together I'm only gonna get 15 bucks, maybe 20 for these. I can't remember for sure, but not much, probably not worth buying. And this was the 4th thing that I bought there. It's a fishing map. This is Norfolk Lake. It's in Arkansas. You know, they make these maps that show you like all the best places to go fishing. This was only $1 at the thrift store. It's got a little bit of schmutz on it, but nothing too bad. I probably could clean it off. This is it's made to be waterproof. You see, it says right there, and it floats. So I'm not going to go too deep into it, but you can see it's like it opens up into a big map that shows you all of the spots to fish. It shows you like all the depths of the water and all this kind of stuff. So if you're going fishing there, this would come in handy. It doesn't have a date on it. It just says copyright. So I looked over this whole thing and I couldn't find a date when it was published. So I don't know if this is from like a year ago or from 15 years ago. But I think it's worth about 20 bucks. So I only paid $1 for it. I'll take the risk that it might be worth $20. Okay, I think that's everything from the thrift store. So let's go to the auction house. I cannot remember if it was yesterday or today that I drove up there. Maybe it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. These days get confusing. Anyway, I bought a ton of these large bottles of Loctite. I spent a good amount of money. I spent like almost $500 at this at this auction. I was bidding on a lot of other stuff thinking that it all ended today or yesterday and I would only have to make one trip there, but it turns out I was mistaken and I bid on a bunch of stuff that won't end until next week. So it's a possibility I might have to drive there again, even though I don't really want to. So yeah, I got 4 cases of these. I thought there was 8 bottles in a case, but it turns out there was one case had 8 and the others had 10. So I ended up with 38 bottles of these. They sell on eBay these large bottles, 250 milliliters, for like between $60 and $100. I'd never crossed my mind that something like Loctite would have an expiration date, but it does have a date on here. So I don't know if this is supposed to be an expiration date or a manufacturing date. It couldn't be. This would only be like last month. So this is probably an expiration date. So I think all of these are expired, which is going to be disappointing if I can't sell these because I've got about $400 into them. Maybe it's 330, something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna get all of these listed tonight, and I'm gonna put the price much lower than anybody else and try to get these sold quickly before it gets much later than this expiration date. I don't know if they'll sell that fast. I might have made a really bad buy here and invested a lot of money in something that's just going to end up in the garbage. But I cannot imagine there's anything in here that actually goes bad. So I was planning to sell them for $70 a piece, but after this, I think I'm just going to try to get 50 and maybe take offers for 40. I've got about $8 into each bottle. So anything above that is going to be good. So we'll see. I've got cases of these. I'm not sure where I'm going to store them. So let's move that out of the way. Then the other thing I bought, there was 2 sets of these like sledgehammer kits. This is supposed to be for like body shop, like, you know, fixing cars. There's like 3 different weights of hammers. There's a ball peen hammer and then 2 different sledgehammers with these. This one has a rubber mallet. I don't know what the other one has. Oh, it's heavy. The other one is metal. But I paid $73 a piece for these, which was probably over what I should have paid. I might be able to, if I split these up, I could probably sell each one of these for like 40 or 50 or maybe even more. As a kit together, I think I'm hoping to get 120. There's several listed at like 140 and 150. But look at how banged up my box is. So I think I'll try to get 120 for this. That's not a great return on investment for me, like $75 into 120. But I just kind of I guess I got swept up in the auction or something, and I overestimated how much these were worth. I probably could break them up individually and do better, but I don't really want to. I prefer to just sell them all in one go. So anyway, that's that. On the way home from that auction house, I stopped at some garage sales. One thing I picked up was this Sony Handycam for $5 at a garage sale. It was, I brought it home and I plugged it in. It works just fine when you have the plug attachment hooked up here. I haven't left the batteries on the charger long enough. There was a bigger battery and then this small battery, and then there's like a adapter to do AA batteries. I tried the AA's, that didn't work. It could have been I was using bad batteries. I'm not sure. I don't have a battery tester. I can't find my battery tester. But in any event, even not working, even if the batteries don't work, it does work when it's plugged in. And so I think I can get 90 to 100 for this, and I paid $5 for it. I also got these 2 CB radios. These were $5 a piece. I don't have any way to plug this in and test it out and see if it works. So I'm selling these. I was gonna sell them individually. This bottom one is worth a decent amount of money, like $100, even in not working condition, like selling it for parts or for repair, which is what I'm gonna do. I can't test them to know if they work, so I'm just gonna say parts or repair. So that one, even in that condition, like $100. This other one, which, I mean, looks pretty similar. I'm not really sure why one is worth more than the other, but this one's only worth, as a parts machine, maybe $15. So I'm just going to put them together, try to get 120, something like that for them. That lady, she also had the microphones for the CBs. And oh, look at that, it lights up. It's not even plugged into anything. There must be batteries in here. Okay, yeah, batteries. I assumed they would be coming with the radios, but she wanted to get paid separately for these. She said she needed $10 just for these 3 microphones, and I said, I give you 15 for everything. So I paid 5 each for these, and then 5 for the 3 microphones. This one is worth like 25 to 30. That one, maybe, I mean, these other 2, maybe 10 to 15 each. So I'm gonna lot these together and try to get 25 or 30 bucks for them, or whatever I can get for them. Okay, so that's that. That's from the yard sale. This was from the same garage sale, Texas Instruments. This is a TI-83 Plus. These calculators do not go anywhere like what they used to go for. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, this guy would have probably been $75 to $100. Like right now, I'd be lucky to get 30, but I'll be happy to get 30 because I only paid $1 for it. She was really like pushing this $5, $10 for these, and then when I asked about this, I was sure she was going to say she needed 20 or whatever, but she said $1, and I was like, okay, then I'm fine paying for the CB radio. These are from, I was working on some remote controls things last week or recently on a video. This is from that same lot. I got a whole bag full of remotes, 21 remote controls for $5. These were in there. They are for Frigidaire air conditioners. This one works, this one doesn't. If they both worked, I would probably be able to get 25 to 30 for them. Since that one doesn't work, I'm just gonna lot them together and sell them both for 25. I've got absolutely no money into these at this point. I mean, I've already assigned the cost of goods to other remotes, so these are gonna be free. Okay, this guy, this lion, this one is a hangover from last weekend, and then I'm gonna also show you a coat in a minute that's a hangover from last weekend. I haven't gotten listed yet, and I haven't gotten this listed because I can't figure out what it is. I at the sale, I took a picture of it, and it came back as a Beswick ceramic lion. But when I got home, I was looking at that a little bit more closely, and that lion sells for like $45, $50. But it is smaller. It's only 10 inches long, so maybe half as long, maybe less than half. And it's made out of ceramic. So this one, I thought it was just some kind of a strange lightweight ceramic. My wife, who is a ceramics expert, said that this is absolutely not ceramic, but she doesn't know what it could possibly be. I'm sure it's made in the 60s or the 50s even, and it has a mark on the bottom, but I cannot decipher it. It looks kind of like an eyeball, but it also looks like it says Royal. I think it says Royal D. I thought it might be Royal Dalton, but that doesn't come up with anything. So I'm going to take some more photos of this, do some more searching, and figure out what it is. That Beswick one was selling for 40, so I was assuming I could get 60 to 80 for this one. I paid 10 for it, which is probably too much, especially not knowing what it is. But I figured worst case scenario, I'll just keep him. He's pretty cool. All right, let me show you this stuff over here, and then we'll come back to these other things. Yeah, this is a holdover from last weekend garage sale. I got this Carhartt jacket. This is a nice black one. It's in like perfect condition, which I'm not sure if that's a selling point these days or not. I think people like the stolen valor of the beat up ones. Makes them look like they did hard work. Has a corduroy collar, and it says full swing, which I guess is the line. I'm not sure exactly what it is. But in any event, I paid 10 bucks for it. I'm gonna list it for 90. And then here, this came from the same auction as the remote controls, and then this guitar I'm about to show you. It's a foot massager. It's brand new in the box. The box is open, but everything in there is still sealed. So I paid a little more for this than I should have. I think I paid 30 for it, and it's worth about 80, maybe 90 on a good day. Okay, I've been pulling some stuff out of the closet as well, so I pulled out this bag of vintage pantyhose tights. When I bought these, my plan was to sell them individually. They sell for like $10 to $15 a piece, but I don't want to mess around with it, so I'm just going to list them all together. I think there's 22 packages. Some of them have 2 pairs. Some of them just have 1 pair. Anyway, I can't remember exactly what I was going to ask for them, but it was going to be like $3 a pair. So maybe it was like 60 bucks for this whole bag. I bought these probably in 2023, and I can't remember what I paid for them, but I have a recollection of paying $20 for all of these, so I don't know. I'm not sure. In that bag was also some of these knives. These are Wusthof. They're not like the top of the line Wustofs. These are called Silver Point. I'm not sure why I never got around to listing these. I made these sleeves to keep them, keep them safe so that I could list them and not worry about cutting myself or ship them and not worry about damaging anything. So there's 3 of these what they call utility knives, and then 3 different paring knives. They're different shapes and different lengths and whatever. I can't remember what I was going to ask for those. I don't remember what I paid for them either. I think they came from Unique, if I remember right. I probably paid $1 or $1.50 each. So let's say $6 to $9. I think I'm going to try to sell these for like 40 to 50. I can't remember for sure, but these aren't the really, really good ones, but still a set like this, somebody will pay $40 for them, I'm sure. And then I have I'm not sure why I bought this Fairmount combination wrench. It came from Salvation Army, still has the sticker on it. So it says 97 cents. So I either paid that or I paid 50 cents if they had a half off on white stickers. I think it's worth $7 or maybe 12. I can't remember for sure, but it's not worth very much, but it's worth more than $1. Okay, here is this guitar. It's a promotional guitar. Like you would hang this on the wall in a bar. It says Pilsner. I don't know if that's pronounced Urkel or Quill. It's some kind of a beer, I guess. It says World Cafe. I don't know exactly what that means either. Seems more like coffee than beer. And then it says Discover the Original. So I have not plugged it in to see if it works. It's not really, it seems like it's a real working guitar, but it's not really a real guitar. Like it has this whammy bar on here, which is attached just to, there's nothing to whammy on here. This is solid. Usually a whammy bar has a bridge that has springs on it so you can move him. This one just has nothing. So it might not even play. I haven't plugged it in. There's one string broken. I don't think that's going to affect the value. I paid 40. I either paid 40 or 45 for that from the auction, the same auction as these remotes and the foot massager. So I paid 40 for it. I think there hasn't been any that are exactly like this that sold, but there have been some that have a different color scheme, like a sunburst, kind of a tobacco-y color. That's sold for like between $150 and $180. So I'm gonna list this one at $189 and see where it goes. Maybe I won't be able to sell it for that, and I'll have to lower the price. And then here I have, this is a book in a slipcase. It's a very limited edition publication. It's like the manuscript, handwritten manuscript, a facsimile of the Great Gatsby. So this is what F. Scott Fitzgerald's handwriting looked like. It's pretty interesting. There's all these, everything is crossed off. There's different colors even in here. So this is a press called SP Books, which I guess stands for Saints Perez. I haven't heard of it, but it's a numbered edition, number 614, out of only 1,800 copies made. Unfortunately, this came from a library and they put a lot of marks and things on it, but only one of these has sold in the last 3 years, and it was not marked up. It was in good condition, and it sold for like $250 or $280 or something like that, $280. So yeah, this one's all marked up with these stickers and tape and everything. So I don't think it's going to be worth that much, but I think I could probably get $125 or $100 for it. So I think I'm going to start it at $125 and then lower it to $100 if I have to. So I guess that's everything. Not sure how many items that was. These lights are getting hot, making me hot down here, so I'm sweating a little. Yeah, that's everything that I have written up drafts. I think that's everything. There should be like 22 items, maybe. Is that what I just showed you? I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm gonna work on photos of these things. I think maybe I will do this bottle of Loctite right now and get this listed immediately, because I want as many eyes on this as possible, as quickly as possible, before that expiration date gets any older. So yeah, that's it for tonight. I got nothing to pack, so we'll be doing a packing video tomorrow night for sure. So come back for that. And I think tomorrow by tomorrow I might have some of the stuff that I bought today pulled out of the car, and I'll be able to show you some of those items. But we might have too much packing to do. Hopefully we got 5 sales today. Hopefully we'll get 5 or more tomorrow, and then it might be too busy to do anything except packing. So come back. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Bye.